Thank you. I personally am really hoping for a 1,000,000-0 result. And hey, if that's happening, I think we're going to see a lot of our next guest probably on the score sheet again. So, Grayson Doody, welcome to the Orange and Black Soccer Cast.
Thanks for having me. How you guys doing?
I think we're doing great. We're riding a high after you scored on Saturday night. Does that count as an early birthday present for yourself, or are you going to bag another one come Saturday night?
Oh, I would take another one, but you know what? That is definitely a good birthday present to start off the week for sure.
I do like that you gave it to yourself, or maybe Ryan Dogman gave it to you. However, that exactly works. To keep talking about this goal for a minute, run us through that celebration. What's running through your mind? You look maybe more happy than anybody else I've ever seen.
It's not every time as a right back or a full back you get to score. So when the moment comes, it was definitely pure excitement, a little bit of shock too, because I was like, usually I'm not in the 18-yard box. Usually I'm doing the assisting. But yeah, to see the ball at the back of the net was insane. And then I realized I had to celebrate. And I told myself for a while I was going to do this celebration. And it was like duty number two, it stinks. So I was going to do something with that. And I kind of went with it. But you can kind of see in the video where I kind of hesitate because I kind of blank and I'm like, oh, it actually is here. Like I actually scored. Like I actually need to celebrate for a second. So that one's been resting for a little while, and I've been wanting to do it for a while. So I'm glad that I actually got to bring it out.
Well, we hope you get a few more options this year. Last year, you spent a handful of months with Las Vegas, 16 matches, 1 goal, 4 assists. So you've already managed in an eighth of the time to get there. Um, how has your role changed with Orange County this year? Obviously, you were, kind of posting up at the back post Saturday night. What are you being asked to do?
Yeah, coming into a new team every time you're trying to figure out the style and the role. Coming into Las Vegas when it was nearing the end of the season was just to be a solid role. And now coming into Orange County, I've actually gotten a whole preseason and time to grow with learning a lot of the players around me. And I think my role can be we have a lot of attacking talent. We have a lot of dynamic wingers, and a lot of times it's trying to get them to the best of their ability where they're in good positions and they're in a good spot. So Danny has been doing a great job of just kind of what he wants out of us. And sometimes, the opponents look different on film, and at times that opens up different spaces. So it's just kind of being flexible and understanding kind of the personnel and the teammates around me to, provide that attacking threat, but also like defensive structure. Um, so it changes, but I think the system that the role that has been presented to me is one that I'm actually somewhat familiar with. I feel like it takes me back a little bit to college days where I feel comfortable in the position that I am in as a fullback, and the responsibilities that have come with it, and just kind of learning it. Obviously, it's early in the season, so just kind of learning more and more as we go.
Awesome. Fans, viewers, if you have any questions for Mr. Duty himself, please ask. But first, Taylor.
Yeah. Awesome to have you here. Thank you. I just wanted to see if you think if there's a strength that we might not have quite yet seen because it's only been 2 games. If there's something that is going to be the powerhouse for OCSC this season, if we keep on at it and it gets to really shine, do you have anything like that that you're thinking is going to come out?
I think we're a team that I think we'll provide a lot of different options going forward. I think we've shown creative ways of getting to goal, but I also feel like in training and just kind of in preseason, like we've seen a lot of different ways of getting to goal, and sometimes that is also defensively and pressure and getting out of the back. And I think that's something that I'm looking forward to a little bit is we've built down teams a lot, but I also think we have this defensive structure and pressure and hunger almost that can kind of make teams uncomfortable that I'm excited to kind of as the season goes on to see how we utilize that and just put teams under pressure because I think I've seen from the top starting with our forwards if we press right we put ourselves in really good positions and start. putting teams in really dangerous positions. And I think that will come out more as the season kind of continues.
Doody, great having you on here. Really just kind of want to know what drew you to, Orange County as like the next step in your professional career? What was something that stood out to you?
Yeah, I mean, what doesn't drive you to Orange County? It's incredible. I mean, I grew up in Hermosa Beach, so I've always been familiar with the place, and I grew up playing outside Irvine Great Park and on those fields, and being in Montreal a bit last year, and then Las Vegas for the end of it. I think it was huge one to just be around my family and having them come to my games because it's been a while since they could. Um, and I mean, I love the area. I've always been a West Coast kid. I've always wanted to just be a part of this program and this organization from just seeing it from the outside. Um, I've seen a lot of UCLA players come here and do good things and grow their career, and so I always felt like Orange County is a place where they really do grow players and they play the right way. And it's been in my backyard ever since I've been growing up. And so it's always been a destination that I've always wanted to play in front of. And even 2 games ago, I had 30 people, close friends and family, come out, which was awesome. Like I don't think I've ever had that experience because it's just nice to have, you know, family and friends seeing what you love to do. And it was just the perfect, once they were kind of approaching me in the off season, it was tough to say no to.
No, that's so awesome. And I know like tons of us fans are really, really excited to have you here. I know the CLC is currently working on a chant for you. We just want to make sure that we get it absolutely perfect. So be patient with us and you'll hear it soon, I am sure. One of the things that you've already kind of touched up on is not only the team, but yourself and, the kind of duality role of, offense and defense, especially since you are that wing back. So how do you, as your, play style, balance that kind of responsibility of both, being important on the back line, but also moving up to the other end of the pitch and scoring when you need to, assisting when you need to?
Yeah. I think one thing I've learned just overall is like I grew up starting as a winger. Like that's why I got committed to college as a winger. And so making that transition to a fullback has always been trying to balance when to go forward and when to hold. And I found that I kind of do have more defensive tendencies first before I like to attack. So I think it's making sure that you feel secure that the center backs are, they're telling you that like we're good back here and we can move up going forward. So it's all about making sure that first off the defense is stable and connected. And obviously, if I see some space in front of me and I see some open grass, I always like to run, and I always like to run to get into those spaces. So, you start to feel out those moments more and more as you kind of grow accustomed to the game and the game starts to open up. But I feel like it's a balance. You prioritize defending because at the end, the last thing that you want is a ball in the back of the net. But you also want to attack, be dangerous. And so I think as a fullback, your responsibility first is to defend always and make sure the back line is secure. And then obviously, if you can provide that attacking threat, which is always a nice bonus and something that I enjoy too.
Awesome. No, yeah, that's really great. I do just have one more question, actually going to take over from our fans in the audience. It looks like you do have a big fan, Caden Doody, who asked, do you have any any goal, like any plans for celebrations for the next big goal? And did you hear me cheering for you?
So that's my sister, and I hear her at every game. And funny story, at every time for UCLA, she'd come to every game, and she would be the loudest one in the stands. And we'd be watching film 4 days a week, and the only person that you would hear while they're doing film is my sister screaming my name the whole time. So I always hear her. She is always the loudest. And I think if I score another goal and she's in the stands, I think I'll just have to like run to her, hit her with like a "Hey girl," something.
Sounds like it.
Yeah. But yeah, gotta run to her, gotta celebrate with her somehow.
Love that. All right, I think Brad has a couple questions for you.
Yeah, awesome. Well, first of all, Grayson, I first got to see you play against Detroit City last year when you were with Vegas, since I am a local here out in Vegas. Um, and as soon as I saw your assist on the goal from Corey Bennett, where you just kind of lobbed the ball up from 30 yards outside, the goal, and he just kind of takes it and you perfectly set it up. I'm like, that's the kind of player that we need on our team, defensively, because those are the kind of balls that we really have been missing as a team over the last couple of years. And then you come here, and all of a sudden, there's a bunch of balls going into the box, not just from yourself, but from others. And I do think as a player, you definitely do complement Ryan Dogman. So just super excited to have you here on the team. And one of the questions I ask all players that come on the show is, kind of where do you get your inspiration from as a player to develop, your own skills, and who, if anybody, do you model your game off of?
That's a great question. Um, Man, I mean, growing up, I would say two players were always my favorite. I always loved Eden Hazard was my all-time favorite, and then Danny Alves was my other favorite. So those two, I guess combined, I would say I tried to model my game after. But I think you also growing up, like after the youth system and through the youth system, you start to just kind of invest in your own skills and be more aware of what you can offer, because sometimes you can't dribble like Eden Hazard, or you can't cross like Danny Alves all the time, so you kind of have to figure out your strengths a little bit. And I think over time, focusing on the weaknesses and trying to improve what you have has been a fun project for me, and I'm sure every one of my teammates likes to invest in themselves and trying to improve every possible skill that they have. And so yeah, over time it's evolved. Like I would say in college I wasn't a great crosser, and so I wanted to work on that. And coming into Vegas, I knew I wanted to get assists, and crossing was something that was one of my strengths. And just as a strength happens, another thing maybe lost some attention. So it's just kind of constantly trying to invest in each skill and trying to make sure that they're all at the best possible potential that you can work to. And I think that's something that we're all working to right now too, is just trying to improve each skill and get to that level where we look like Eden Hazard or Danny Alves, or get to that point.
Yeah, awesome. Um, you know, we talked a lot about your celebration already. However, one person on the team whose celebration seems to rival yours so far this season is one Mr. Danny Stone. Obviously, he's come in and has been a leader for the team as manager. And I just wanted to get your thoughts. Is what does Danny Stone do that seems to be kind of bringing this team together and offensively succeeding here?
Yeah. No, I think it starts with it's a big project. It's always, he came in at an interesting point in the season where they needed to win, and they got exactly that. And I was in Vegas and I was seeing it firsthand. And so coming here, I've realized, when you have someone at the top that is invested and believes as much as anyone, that this team can be successful, that Orange County can be successful and do great things. And it starts there. And then when he has that passion day in, day out, and I think as a coach, you have to have a big attention to detail and focus on every little thing as a team that needs to be better. And I felt like every day he's prepared with what he wants to do, and what he wants to get out of the team, and just kind of focusing on themes throughout each game day and each practice, and just focusing on the overall trajectory of the team. He tends to focus on really well, and I think he highlights really well for everyone to see in a clear manner. And going over film and having side conversations in practice, like there's all these little things that come together come game day, that eventually you see like the bigger picture that he's been preaching. And yeah, like he's passionate, and he wants the best out of everyone and the team, and he wants to see everyone and the fans happy. So when you have that guy at the top that's really pushing for all that, it gets everything going, and it's a spark, and it's pretty easy to catch on. I feel like everyone kind of gets onto it, and has been riding with it. And obviously, it's early, but it's nice to have that base throughout the season.
Awesome. Stepping a little bit away from soccer, one of the questions we typically will ask has to do with hopefully you not throwing other players under the bus, but music taste. Typically, we know a couple players like to take control of the aux in the locker room. So, who has the best taste in music, and who has the worst taste so far this season?
Let's see. Let's see. I would say Tom's usually on aux in the morning, and he has a wide variety of some country music, but also some good house music. Chris Heggart was on aux this morning, and we went through a wave of emotions. I think at one point, I think everyone thought they were maybe going through a breakup, and then they were like having a house party, and it was like fun. But it was a wide range. But I liked it that there was some rap, so it was quite the experience. I can't lie for a Tuesday morning, walking in. But yeah, I would say Tom usually is good on the aux. I think he does it well. He does a good job, and Chris did a decent job today. It was just a very interesting experience.
Grayson, to keep asking questions less about Grayson Doody, right back for Orange County, and more about Grayson Doody, the man. We've got some crowd questions as well. So first, Carlos would like to know, perhaps other than your sister, what would you like to see more from the CLC or the supporters in general?
Oh man, I mean the past two home games have been electric. I like we feel the fans, we feel the support. Um, I can't ask for too much more. I mean, I just hope personally you guys keep coming out and really feel that we feel that and like we appreciate that because going out after the halftime, we're a bit tired, or walking out of the tunnel to start the game when the adrenaline's going. Like we hear every part of it, and you know, even if maybe we're not looking like we feel it, and we're trying to get locked in because we feel the energy that you guys show to us and show up. And I mean, you could see after the second goal, after we scored, like everyone's running to the same corner. Everyone knows exactly where we're going. Like it was such a special moment. Everyone knows where the fans were. We're all in it together. So I can't ask for much more besides just please keep coming. Like it's a season for all of us. It's a season where we all want to do well, and we all want everyone to experience it. And the more people that are bought in, the better. So it's like, let's keep going. Let's keep going. Please keep coming out. We feel the love.
Saturday night at 7, we might see some more Grayson Doody birthday fireworks, if I had to guess. Grayson, who are you most excited to play against this year?
It's got to be Las Vegas. It's got to be the reunion. I mean, I know a lot of those guys, so yeah, I can't wait to one, play at Cashman back at Las Vegas, old stomping grounds, and then yeah, I think it'd be nice to bring them home and show them the new home. So yeah, I'm excited for those guys.
Love it. And I got some rapid fire questions for you, and then I promise we'll get you on out of here. So first off, what's your favorite spot in Orange County? Be that a restaurant or just a place you've been?
Laguna Beach, gotta be.
You have teed me up so well for this next one, which is Hermosa or Laguna Beach?
Oh, Hermosa. That's home. Can't beat it.
They feel like the same place to me, but it's fine. It's fine. We're moving past it. It's fine.
Yeah,
Moving past
totally.
it. Chicas or Taqueria?
Chicas or what?
Taqueria.
Top three away. I'm gonna go Chicas.
Ooh. All right. So I can already see the difference between your captain and you. And he was buttering us up left and right. I've always wanted to be here. Gnarly's the best. This is great. And you're just like, nah, LA is better. It's fine. Brentwood or Irvine, Grayson?
Ooh. I've recently been exploring Irvine, so I'm gonna go Irvine. I like Irvine a lot right now.
Okay. We're warming up. And what's your favorite vegetable?
Oof. I love broccolini right now. Broccolini is making a run with it.
I love that everything is right here in the moment. You're having a great week, so why not? I'm here for it. Grayson, any final messages for the Orange County fans?
Man, like I was saying, you guys have been great. I feel so comforted just being around here, and it's an honor to play in front of you guys. And hopefully, I can keep hitting more of these sellies in front of you guys. And, please keep bringing the energy. It's been fantastic so far, and it's just the beginning. So it's going to be a fun season, and I can't wait for what's to come. So thank you guys, and let's keep going.
Thank you, Grayson. Birthday boy in 2 days, everybody. So make sure you shout him out when you see him on Saturday night. Grayson, thank you, and have a good night.
Thank you guys. See ya.